first thing I remember about the Beach Boys was my brother Dennis and my cousin Michael came back from the beach. I think it was on a Saturday, a long time ago. And Dennis said, well, we're going to start a group and we're going to sing songs about surfing. And all we wanted to do was make a record about surfing. And it was really that innocent. We had no idea what it entailed or anything like that.
We had this feeling that there were all these people in Southern California, all these kids that were dressing a certain way and talking a certain way and living a certain lifestyle. And that was the surfers, you know. There were the hodads and the greasers and the surfers. So what we did was we made up a surfing song and took it back to the producer, and that was our first song, called Surfin'.
We figured that we'd try our hand at rock and at pop music, you know. But the way it started out real fast is that we didn't have a chance to sit around and think, hey, what happened? We were in gear already, you know. We were already heading towards something without really knowing it, you know. We were in motion.
The Beach Boys never went out to become the #1 group or anything like that, and as I recall, there was no precedent of rock stars per se when we just started out, other than maybe Elvis Presley. So we didn't go out with any express intentions in mind. We just loved music and we sang together. Now after a while doing that, we said, well, why don't we form a group? But it was never a formal kind of a thing.
The early Pendletones, it's actually called, not Pendletons, Pendletones. A lot of our stuff was inspired by Carl, who was my younger brother, but he had a lot of good ideas, you know, and I used to carry those ideas into the studio and make records, you know, from his inspirations.
It was very exciting for us in the beginning. We knew that we were just us guys, and we'd all known each other all our life. And to have people making a big fuss over us was really kind of a strange sensation and experience, and we loved it at the same time. We had a great time and started to go on tours and travel around, and it was a real big thrill for us, of course.
I guess the charisma of California and the sound of the music together combined, you know, the concept combined with the execution was exciting enough or fun enough to stimulate that feeling in people all over the world, that wanting to be a part of it, wanting to hear it, wanting to see it perform.
I don't know, I was always proud of California Girls because I always thought that was a really cute song about girls, you know. And I love girls, you know. Pretty girls are hard to come by sometimes. You don't just say, you walk into a room and say, there she is, you know, that kind of feeling. I always look for that feeling, you know.